Hello guys, thanks a lot for joining me. Welcome back to this week's edition of our weekly pre-market analysis. As usual, we're going to be looking at the rand, dollar and the pound yen pairs. I'm trying to build my reading schedule for this coming year, so if you have any trading or non-trading book recommendations, can you please put them in the comment section so that I can have you ever take a look at those, and maybe you can also provide the reason why you would recommend that specific book. So that is going to benefit everyone, me and the other people who are going to go through the comment section. So that's the exercise that I have for today, not the quiz. So without wasting much of your time, let's get straight into our analysis. We're gonna start with the rand. On the USDZAR, we're targeting these order blocks. So initially we're expecting that this move is not going further down. The price is going to be rejected off this order block, right? So we're expecting this pullback, right? As we said, this was an accumulation schematic that happened here, and we're expecting that this as a whole is a sign of strength. So what we are expecting is that the price is going to be rejected off the first order block, push to the upside, break above this high, push back, and then we'll be targeting from then we'll be targeting this area. So we'll be targeting the area between 13.3360 and 18.33360 and 16.9990. so this is the area that we'll be targeting to the upside. So now we'll move on to the next order block. So if by any chance this price, this order block doesn't hold, we'll be expecting it to be mitigated and the price will bounce off this order block and then move to the upside, right? Yes, and then move to the upside where it might break above this area, pull back before coming to this area. Then in terms of the bearish move, we are looking at this order block, right? So we said previously that we can't expect a strong bearish move to the downside because there is no structure to show that this is a bearish move. So for it to be a stronger move, we'll be looking at this order block. So what we want to see is some form of structure upon this order block. So we'll be expecting that the price is going to push back, right? So it's either going to push back from this order block or from this order block, right? Or even from this one. So we'll be expecting the price to come push back, form a second top, making an M pattern, right? So from there, that's where we'll be expecting the price to strongly move to the downside and maybe come to 13.54950. Now we move on to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, those are the areas that we need to pay attention on. So now we're going to start with this one because this is the one of particular interest, because the price already reacted on the zone, and you can notice that we have a descending channel. So what we'll be expecting is that once the price is rejected from here and forms a double bottom here, which means it has an M pattern, we'll be expecting the price to make a huge push to the upside, breaking the resistance level of the channel and also maybe mitigating this second order block, this one, right? So from there we'll be expecting the price to then make a push, retest this level before making that huge to the upside to go and test the levels around 18.366 up to 18.99 zone. On the bearish move, we are now going to make use of this order block, right? This one, right? And also you can notice also that there was a previous low that was broken. So we know that once the price breaks a certain low, it is going to come back and retest it, retest it as a resistance zone. So when the price makes that pushback to this order block and also to this previous low, if this holds as a resistance area, we'll be expecting the price to make a push to the downside, right? Break or mitigate this order block, right? Push back again before making a push to the downside. Maybe it may be a push up to this level, but until I have that strong momentum or strong push strong evidence that the price is going to continue movement to the downside, I'm still expecting the price to be reversing at this particular area. So once the price maybe comes back, makes a double top here, right, and then make a huge push to the downside, come break this level, retest it, that's when now I'll be expecting that the price is going to make a huge push to the downside and maybe come to test 14.28980 or come to 14.01750. So this will be the area that we'll be expecting the price to hit. That is if we form a bearish structure. So these are the movements that we'll be expecting as far as the USD is concerned. Now we're going to be moving on to the GJ pair. So we can notice that the price is making some consolidation, right? After having broken this channel, right, the price made a huge push to the upside and now it's making a consolidation. So on this consolidation, I can identify that there is a Wyckoff schematic that is happening here, but I'm not yet sure that it is a distribution schematic or it's a reaccumulation schematic. So now I'm waiting for two things to happen. I'm waiting to see a sign of strength, or I'm waiting to see a sign of weakness. A sign of weakness, I'm waiting for the price to break below this level, right, and consolidate a bit around and maybe push back inside, right? So once I see this, I'll be knowing that it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign that the price is consolidating to make a push to the downside. So after that, then I'll be waiting for the price to come back, break this, push to the downside, and then move to the downside up to 138.410, around this region. Why this region? Because I have this order block and also I have this one, or in some case it might come to this area, right? So but mainly I'm targeting this initially. This is my first target, right? I'll be targeting 138.410, right? So this is as far as the bearish move in the long term is concerned, right? Then in terms of the bullish move, what I'll be expecting is that this is in terms of the long term, right? I'll be expecting the price to break above this, right? Or if we are being specific about this schematic, it may come to this level, right, and then bounce off here, right? I would want it to break above this, then form a sign of strength here, right? Once it forms a sign of strength here, if it can come back, right, and then I'll be waiting for it to break above this level, pull back, and then move to the make a huge move to the upside, right? So now for the bullish move on a short-term basis, what I'll be looking for is maybe this push is going to be temporary, maybe up to this level, right, and then the price is going to break above this area. Once it breaks above this, I'll be waiting for the retest, and if it holds, then I'll be holding long positions to the upside. So this is these are the movements that I'm expecting on the weekly chart. Now I'll move on to the daily chart. On the GJ daily chart, I'm looking at this order block, right, together with these other 4 order blocks. Those are my areas of interest. So I'm going to start with the bullish move, right? Already we can notice that the price has made a reaction on this order block by forming this hanging man, right? So what I'm expecting now is, if I consider this a bullish signal, I'm expecting to hold a long position, right? That is if I want to be early in the move. But if I want to be cautious, I'll wait for the price to come break above this level and also break above that order block, push back, and I'll get it on the pushback from this level, and then that's where, and once this level holds, I'll be comfortable that the price is now breaking to the upside, right? Remember, this whole phase is the same as the consolidation area that we had marked on the weekly chart. So this is the first bullish move that we'll be expecting. In another bullish cases, it's a matter of timing whether the price is going to mitigate. If it mitigates, this order block, we'll be waiting for our bullish move or for our bullish position from here, or we'll be waiting to take it from here. So this means that it will be just an extension of this pullback, maybe coming up to this order block, or maybe ending at this order block before maybe making that push to the upside. In terms of the bearish moves, what we're expecting now is that since this is the second top, making our double top or making our M pattern, we're expecting the price to make a huge push to the downside, right? So this is the extreme case of the bullish, where we would expect the price to come to mitigate these two order blocks and come to 150.15. Right. So in terms of the bearish move, we're expecting the price, we're expecting that this is already a double top, and we're expecting the price to make a huge push to the downside, and it's going, in doing so, it's going to mitigate these two order blocks and come to stop at these order blocks. So in the coming weeks, it might then end up breaking to the downside, form a sign of weakness, and maybe push back up again before eventually making that huge push to the downside. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the moves that I had prepared for you. Thanks a lot for joining me. Thanks a lot for the likes, the comments, the shares. I really appreciate them. I hope you're enjoying your 2022. That leaves me to say, manage your risk well, grind the markets with great Premarket. Out.